campaign, the victory, about the state of the Democratic Party here in Lake County, how this precincts are run, all that. But before we do that, let's take a look at traffic right now. 294 around the city. It's got some heaviness from 95th to Cicero to 95th, so just a spot there. And then another spot coming out of 55. 80 going east and west looks okay. The Bishop Ford is okay, really, now, all the way up to 103rd or between 103rd and 111th. It's just the Dan Ryan is so bad on the southern end and on the northern end of it. I don't know what to tell you there. Whether you take the Skyway or the Dan Ryan, either way, you're going to hit some heavy traffic long before Cellular Field. Skyway Toll Road, Barman I-65, no real delays on the Indiana side. Traffic brought to you by Laborers Local 41, of which I am a proud alum. And 57's your high today. It certainly doesn't feel like that right now. It's still hanging out in the low 40s. Ryan actually had to turn the heat on in here. It's 41 in Hammond, 43 in Whiting and the east side of Chicago, 41 in Crown Point, and 41 in Highland. So at some point it's supposed to warm up. You got a north wind coming off the lake just chilling right through everybody at about 15 miles an hour. So it's winter weather, my friend. Clouds so swift, rain won't lift. Gates won't close, railings froze. Get your mind off winter time. And what do you have in terms of the markets today? It is up 54 on the Dow after being down a bone yesterday, after being down a hundo. So we are right around 17.7 maybe on the Dow, something like that. Hammond Mayor Tom McDermott here. Let's take some phone calls. Ryan, give me a number. We'll go to Sheriff. Let's go to Roy Dominguez. Roy Dominguez, how are you?
Good morning, Jed. Good morning, Mayor.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Sheriff?
How are you guys? So I just want to say congratulations to the mayor and obviously to Marissa. She was a great candidate. Great to work with you guys. I'm kind of new to politics a bit, but Mayor, you're absolutely correct. The campaign that they ran on behalf of Judge Parrish was orchestrated, no question about it, by the chairman, John Bunsich. I would even include Lorenzo Arredondo, Joel Harris, and it was clearly and soundly rejected. People don't want the shenanigans. They just want a good campaign. They want to be talked to. Marissa was great. We got her in front of the public, and she just won them over. She's an intelligent, compassionate person. Congratulations.
Thanks, Roy. I appreciate it. And, Roy jumping on board. And think about Roy and my history. And when Roy jumped on board, Jim, I could tell you that it was a big boost to our campaign, a big boost. And he's been a veteran of many countywide campaigns. He knows how to get it done. And him and Betty worked their butts off for Marissa McDermott. And that's a big reason why she was victorious, is because of Roy's help.
Hey, Roy?
Thank you, Mayor.
No, hold on a second. I have a question for you.
Oh, sure.
You mentioned something here. What do you mean it also is a reflection on Joel Harris and Lorenzo Arredondo? What about Arredondo? What do you mean here? I'm missing that part.
He is always part of the team there, and he has worked with them. And the way the ran the Paris campaign was very indicative of what they did 6 years ago. Things that smear sheets that they would do to me, things that they would try to attack me and things of that nature. And I've worked with and have run against all of them. I was never endorsed by the machine either, because I knew that talking to the people that was the most critical part. And they've been rejected in the past. They try to do it again. And I just know that three of them were involved in coordinating the Paris campaign, which was just soundly rejected. And Marissa just won every community.
What is a smear sheet?
Oh, like the smear sheets where, like they did on the mayor, trying to say that he was a racist with Confederate flag, things that they put in the CR publication, and things of that nature.
Or on car windshields.
Flies, and it's not signed by anybody and stuff like that.
Not attributed.
I remember they did one of caricature of me. Many people who know me know that many years ago I was inflicted with a particular illness, and they would talk about that and stuff like that. And so it was just downright dirty.
Yep.
You know what? I got to go at this for a second, because
Sure.
I don't know if this happened, but You're one of the leaders in the Hispanic community. That's just a flat out given, okay? Lorenzo Arredondo, as a judge, one of the first Hispanic judges in Lake County, is also looked up to, especially in the legal community. You guys having a riff there, I mean, two of the more prominent Hispanics. How can you comment on that?
Well, I think like every community, there's different points of views and different ways of operations. I've never ascribed, no matter what community they're from, or what race or gender, when they resort to shenanigans and shakedowns, I've never been a part of that, and so it doesn't matter to me where that comes from.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot for
Sheriff.
calling in and for being so open on that. Thanks a
Ryan.
lot. Talk to
You're
you.
welcome.
219-845-1100. I'm going to take Carl, Mad Mac, and who's on two? No, all right. Carl and Mad Mac is all that we got left. All right. Mad Mac, how are you?
Hey, Mad Mac.
What up, Mayor?
Nice to talk. Nice to hear from you, sir.
Hey, I got a question. If you haven't said you love me, does that mean you do love me?
You know what? Mad Mac, you and I have had a lot of conversations over many years. So, and I think you're a good person. We don't agree a lot on political issues, but
Right.
I think you're a good person deep down inside.
But you've never said you love me. So that means
Well, that's a
you love
good thing,
me,
right? That's a good thing, right?
That's a good thing, right?
If you don't have to say,
But
the only person you should have to say I love you to is your spouse to remind them. But if you have to say it to a friend, then you probably don't like that friend. That's my philosophy.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling every time Bunsen said that to you.
I kind of got that
Just,
feeling too.
A little fake, but
Hmm.
I got to tell you, I was going to switch to being a Democrat, but it sounds like it's kind of like a very dirty business that they're running out of Gary up there, huh?
It's not fun. I mean, but listen. I want to say something also. What we got to do, we had to go a different route in Gary, Marissa, and we met hundreds and hundreds of wonderful people. And that is not cliche. Marissa got to go through the churches, and we probably would have never gone that route had it not been for the fact that they slammed the door in her face and told her to get lost. So we had no choice. We weren't giving up on Gary. So Marissa went through the pastors and went through the churches, and she would go to 2 or 3 church services every Sunday. And it's crazy. And she was working hard, and she met so many wonderful residents of Gary going through that route that I'm sort of glad that the Democratic Party slammed the door in our face. We would have never gone that route if the Gary Precinct organization was fair. They weren't fair.
From what I've heard, Mayor Karen, she's no big friend of yours either, huh?
Mayor Karen flat out was working and doing everything she could to have Marissa McDermott lose. She was doing everything in her power.
She had some real nice things to say about you, from what I heard.
Well, I know. I mean,
well,
We didn't even get to. Hold on.
congratulations to you.
Thanks for bringing that riff up. We got to get to that one next.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
you know what?
it
I'm
is
going
what
to
it
cut
is,
you
but-
off. You called earlier, so I'm going to go right at that one. Mayor Karen Freeman Wilson working openly against you. I mean,
working hard.
Okay, everybody understands that part of it. Sometimes you just support a different candidate.
Right.
But it seems as if it's going a little bit deeper right now between you and her.
Oh, it's personal. It was. It is. You know, and the thing is, like, when you look at Karen, her facade, okay, Karen is a woman, obviously a smart woman, an African-American woman, and an executive of a city, okay? So when you look at Karen's facade, what she's supposed to be, and you look at Marissa as a candidate, you would think that Karen, as a woman, as a professional woman, would want to support a person like Marissa. So I was thinking, okay, and quite frankly, I was thinking maybe Karen stays out of it. Maybe Karen just doesn't want to tick off the chairman. She doesn't want to, like, not support Marissa, so she probably just bails out. No. She went all in with Paris, which is her right, and she was very, very unprofessional, in my opinion, and very, very over the top. And quite frankly, it was personal. And she lost. And quite frankly, Jim, if there was a candidate being pushed in Hammond and I came out strongly supporting the other candidate and my candidate lost 2-1 in the city I'm the mayor of, I would be horribly embarrassed. And in this case, Mayor Karen was strongly behind Judge Perez, and she lost 2-1 in her own city. And that's embarrassing for her.
Let's take the last phone call. Let's go to Carl. Carl.
Hey, Carl.
Morning, gentlemen. To kind of dovetail on Mad Mac, I don't need any semblance of Man Love Thursday, so you don't have to say anything in that regard.
I hated Man Love Thursday when I was in the Navy.
But So much for trying to be serious. The one thing that I've noticed about this campaign season is there's a lot of painting with broad brushes, if you will. Neither side's candidate is Hitler. Nobody in politics is that evil. There are good people on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not I vehemently disagree with Ms. Clinton as a candidate, there are good Clinton supporters.
Yeah.
There are good Trump supporters. And, it's easy to throw out inflammatory terms about either side and, maybe forget some of the experiences of a candidate, some of the philosophical, political differences you might have with the candidate, because everybody's trying to push that one emotional button that sends everything into an emotional spin, and then it becomes, heated, and you lose all perspective. Maybe I'm an idealist and think that elections should be about what your beliefs are, what the candidate's beliefs are, and trying to back somebody in office that matches as closely as possible what you believe in. So.
All right, man. Hey, thanks a lot, Carl. Let's call it a day, Mayor.
Thanks, Jim.
Mayor McDermott will not be doing his show tomorrow.
Yep, that's why we wanted to get me in today.
And it's pretty interesting stuff. Let's just leave it. I got to have one last comment on the national scene.
Mm-hmm.
Hillary, Sanders, where's it going here?
Hillary's going to get the nomination for sure.
Your support?
I'm supporting Hillary.
You're going to work hard for her?
I was focused on Marissa McDermott more than Hillary Clinton in the primary. I'll be focused on Hillary Clinton in the general for sure.
There it is.
And by the way, I know Frank Mervan's walking in here. He's a gentleman. I love Frank Mervan. I think he's the best township trustee in Indiana, and I appreciate him as a friend and a supporter of Marissa and everybody. So I just wanted to say thank you to Frank publicly before he gets on the air. So.
All right, there it is.
Thanks.
We knew we were going to get some man love Thursday one way or another out of Mayor McDermott. Thank you so much.